Again, basically, the transformation is all about there is always basically business goals and stakeholders. Stakeholders take a basically decision. These are our business goals, and business steps leads to those them. But all are coordinated in one step. In all are coordinated, right, to take a birth of because all three systems, three skills, transformation, and object basically the enterprise all are coordinated, right? So different people take it in different way, right? And Rahul Dravid says, you don't win or lose the games because of the 11 you select. You win or lose with what those 11 do on the field. So it's all means you have the talent. Talent alone cannot do. If the organization, entrepreneur cannot guide them. How they can guide? They can create an organization culture. They can make it sure that optimum organizational design will be there. Then there should be an HR strategy with the promoter vision and implementation through the human resource. So again, it is the role of entrepreneur, right? It is the skill of the entrepreneur who transform the people in a particular direction. And that particular direction is called the vision. And the vision translates to the mission. The mission talk about the purpose of the organization, and vision talk about your milestones, the right to achieve those purposes. Second is the business process, because I am now explaining the transformers. One is the people, second is the business process. Business process is all about how to do the same thing by the different people. That means there is a need of standardization. And whenever, like in COVID crisis, pre-COVID crisis, there are people have already defined their processes. Six Sigma processes and other processes already been defined, right? As Dr. S.K. Gupta is shown in the presentation, that the role of the board of directors are likely to change after COVID crisis, and hence there is a need of more strong internal control, and hence there is a birth of new way of looking out the importance of internal audit. And why they so? Because everybody wants of creating the basically productivity across the value chain, right, from the production to the end product, sale of the end product, and the recovery of the money, like for the whole complete working capital cycle. They need to basically minimize the process so that the early recovery will get into the more production and more sales. That means there is a birth of business process reengineering at this point of time after the COVID crisis, and boards are really look for those type of business transformation, like which this is your existing business processes and your new system capabilities. Then mixing of those is new system may fit a large part of what you do today. So that's the whole about the business re-engineering is one of the key aspects which is coming out after the post-COVID crisis, and it will be a very important element of discussion during your stabilization period of a COVID crisis. I'm trying to basically explain all these parameters when my last session will be there on strategy formulation for the COVID crisis, after COVID crisis. So one, the strategy formulation for the stabilization period, which I explained on that day also, it is from the 0 to 6 months to 8 months to 12 months. And post 12 months, there will be different strategy, right, which will be first basically for 12 months to 24 months and beyond 24 months. But business process reengineering, people are, you have to be find your people to be very, very important. So please ensure that your people element will be truly protected, and try to find out the leaders within the people, because leaders makes a difference. People cannot alone. Their skill set of leadership also be taken care while you taking care of the people. That is the lesson number one for being entrepreneur. Because I already talked about your skills. Sachin's skills I already talked about. What does Sachin's need? Like what is the mindset of the Mr. Navjot Singh Sidhu needs to be transformed. I'm talking about that. So basically, Mr. Sidhu also now act as a leader at that point of time. Only then Sachin can able to perform. Same way now you need your basically the transformation on which is needed on the people front, on the process front. In the process front, you need to basically look for business process reengineering, which is very important. And the third aspect, is all about the technology. What the basically Bill Gates talk about the technology, information technology and business are becoming inextricably interwoven. I don't think anybody can talk meaningfully about one without talking about the other. It itself explains everything. So during your stabilization period, all my entrepreneurs today who are listening this session, they have to maintain their skill set, which is one. Second, they have to take care of the first element is the people. Second is business process engineering, and the third one is how you can adopt the new technologies. That's what I'm saying. The new world, the new normal is with the technology, along the technology, and live with that, adopt the technology. So technology is very important. Today, people at the initial stages, people are talking about accounting, manual accounting to tally. Today, people are talking about tally to the audit, and from audit to so-called the artificial intelligence. So technology is changing the face. So you have to change yourself with the face. That's what is you have to be ready to adopt those technologies. So all are basically coordinated. So basically, you need to really transform your environment. That's the today's message. Apart from your skills, you have to transform your internal macro environment and start with the people. Second is the process, and third is the technology. These are the systems, how they are impacting it, right? Technology at the marketing, technology at the transformation. Like for example, marketing function, which is very important. Demand generation, operations, product, web development, customer communication, Marcom. For example, if you talk about only how the technology can shape up in these marketing functions, the way I have explained you on that day, there are around 25,000, 28,000 product scenarios are emerging within the one vertical, one organization, within the one vertical. The same way the marketing, I said there are 20 functions. Within the marketing, the first function is whether you are able to demand generation. The second function of the marketing is the operations. The third is the product. The fourth is the web development. Fifth is the customer communication. Sixth is the Marcom and all budgets. There are further bifurcation of those. Basically, what I want to highlight is that you have to be ready to adopt any technology across your any functions, because the only ultimate aim is how to get a strategic advantage over others. The next slide may be covering about the these are the some technologies, right? This is CFO has also do something. They have to maintain the performance management. They have to maintain the market intelligence. They have, because somebody needs as an entrepreneur eyes and ear, and that will be required by the CFO. And CEO and CFO has to run the whole business. So he has to reinsure that okay, we are not losing our vision. So whatever the milestones we have decided, we have to monitor through a performance management. That is one. Second, he has to understand the market intelligence, how the external environment is changing, how your external means how the political, economical, social, technological environment is changing, and what my competitors are doing. To understand these things, we have to reshape our SWOT analysis and find the new ways to do the things. That's all about in point number 2, called the market intelligence. Then you have to strategy and budgeting, and according to that market intelligence, redraft your strategy, redraft your budgets, which I already explained in the previous slide. And then when it is there, you have to redefine your cash budgeting, cost and capex and management. That is basically one people who has to take the whole situation of the company. That's what is the role of CFO is also emerging in a better way, and which will be rightly explained on that day by Dr. S.K. Gupta, the new role of the board of directors. And board of directors will definitely ask the CEO and the CFO of the company, right, to give this basically COVID scenario impacts and post-COVID scenario impacts, right? In these 4 or 5 parameters, how they will impact to my business and how they will be basically coming out a strategic advantage from these forces. So these two things are go sync and sync and all pervasive. And I think from here to next 24 months, these type of things are emerging and people are finding it out day in day out to answer those questions of board of directors.